boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one
Can do it better.
Eddie Hearn, you played a stinker on this one. The fight was announced first at 147. Ortiz's last couple of fights have been above the welterweight limit. I believe he's the interim champion for one of the sanctioning bodies at 154. And with his recent medical history, you don't move back down to 147. Got no business going back down there. And let's not BS around the place. Everyone assumed when this fight was announced it was going to be at 154, if we're being honest. Eddie Hearn promotes Boots Ennis, but at the same time, Hearn is arranging fights with barriers to fight CONOR BENN, and he's also part of the negotiation for Stanionis to defend against a matchroom fighter named Gasayev. That leaves Brian Norman, and his annoying dad. Yeah, so if Boots is going to pay Brian Norman's taxes, his sparring partners, his training camp, and pay Bob Arum his cut that he'll get from Brian Norman's purse, and any other ridiculous expenditure, yeah, you might get the fight.
I don't think so.
If Boots was to fight Ortiz in February, later on in the year is when his rival champions at 147 would have less mandatory and voluntary obligations. There's no reason he couldn't fight Ortiz in February and do what he wants, stay at 154 or move back down to 147 and pursue unifications.
But it's just timing, really. We've got unification fights in the work, and Boots has got to decide to vacate the title, to move up, to fight for no title.
It's not one or the other. He just had a mandatory. Why does he have to vacate the belt? The Kushadson fight was a mandatory. Eddie Hearn acting like he couldn't speak to the IBF and come to some kind of arrangement is crazy to me.
Right, standing too close to him, lads. Standing too close. Have you got it in your legs to keep moving?
Man, no, they're meant to be broken. What? I don't want to be.
Don't be stupid, lad. Don't listen. Stop feeling sorry for yourself right now. Stop feeling sorry for yourself because you've had one bad round. Bite down on your front shield. I saw you can head out.
After the first round is when you hear Sonny saying to Chris Williams, to be honest, Chris, I don't want to be here. Now, the fight didn't stop until the 6th, but when Sonny said that, he basically quit on himself at that point. He didn't want it. If Chris Williams had stopped the fight after the first round when Sonny said that, Sonny wouldn't have complained. After the first round, he checked out. A lot of red flags for Sonny. For some of you in hindsight, some I spotted earlier. Why wasn't Grant Smith in his corner? He's been in his corner for the majority of the 8 years that Sonny's been a pro. Grant took him to the world title, Steel City Gym. Looking at Sonny's display, he needed Grant. This weren't a proper camp. And I'm positive that Chris Williams came a lot cheaper than Grant Smith.
I've asked that because I feel like if Grant Smith was his corner, who knows him very well, cares for Sonny deep, could have taken him out.
He wouldn't. He would have slapped him around the face and he would have gone, we ain't done all this work to fucking jack it in after 2 rounds. So come on, son.
A lot of fighters are doing that today. Their coaches are taskmasters and you can't get away with certain things like skipping training, trying to do things your way. And that could also be a reason why Sonny parted ways with Grant Smith. Sonny is managing fighters. He's got interest in the likes of Ishmael Davis, the light middle, who I think at least deserved a draw out of that Josh Kelly fight, at the least. And he's got a few other fighters. The hunger isn't there. I'm sure someone in a hangout said that he smokes in camp. Maybe he's been doing that for a little while.
I still express, yo, I don't smoke weed or cess.
I only smoked a cigarette when I was about 21 years old. The first 7 years were just spliffs with cigarette in it. I'll be real, I'm a stoner. But I'll be real, for the last 5 years, every single morning that's not fight week, I've woke up and had a spliff as the first thing I've done.
He's also expressed an interest in pursuing punditry and commentary work, which he's done already. He had one foot out the door before he went in the ring. While GALAL, with Robert McCracken, unsung, workmanlike, but very effective Robert McCracken. And I was wondering when GALAL was going to punch himself out, and he didn't. 8-inch reach advantage. Sonny has an exceptionally short arm reach for that weight class, especially at this level here. And when GALAL got the range for that southpaw stance with his backhand, he punished Sonny. He punished him in there. Sonny, in the 6th, he basically waited for the referee to step in and save him, but not punch him back. The referee had no choice but stop it. He didn't want to be in there. His not wanting to be in there was accelerated by GALAL knocking him down in the first 20 seconds with a right hook, which the referee never spotted, and it just went downhill from there. Sonny wasn't prepped for the ferocity and viciousness of GALAL's attack, and neither was most of us who witnessed it. Another pre-fight red flag.
Sonny, from me, am I allowed to ask why you bought the pillow today?
I'll be real, yeah? A day before my weigh-in, I should never be doing a press conference at 7:30 at night. I didn't want to speak to any of you lot, and that's not normally like me, because normally we're finishing at 2, and then I've got about 2 hours until 4 o'clock where I can give everyone the interviews they want, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill out for about 3-4 hours, then look at the scales and see what I've got to do for tomorrow. I can't do that now. As soon as I get home from here, I've got to worry about what I'm doing my weight, like everyone else has. That's why everyone's run off. You know what I mean? Because it's like conditions that humans shouldn't be allowed to be in. We shouldn't be working at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night and then having to make weight through the night and then jump on the scales at 1 p.m. tomorrow. I think it's ridiculous. Not even an official weighing in the morning to make sure that we're all right and then ceremonial. We're not doing none of that. So I'll be real. I nearly swerved this off. I'll be real. I nearly stayed at home.
Cheers, son.
A day before the weigh-in at the press conference, Sonny bought a pillow as a prop to say he's tired, complaining they rescheduled the press conference because Derek Chisora was having his press conference earlier for the Otto Wallin fight. And you see, when you start moaning about these things here, he's not fully focused on the fight. The only thing he should be worrying about is ripping off Yafai's head or outboxing him comprehensively. That's all he should be thinking about. When you're looking for things to go wrong, when you need to be focused on the fight, it's time to get out. Francis Ngannou, when he fought Anthony Joshua, oh, they moved the press conference and they had me sitting down waiting in my dressing room. It was the fix. Focused fighters don't do that. Francis revealed his insecurities about his lack of boxing experience at that moment. Sonny looked like he was looking for an excuse to get out of his engagement. Eddie Hearn was saying at Riyadh season the press conferences are at 10 p.m. and even later. And the fighters have to get up, weigh in. It is what it is. You know, like, the higher your tax bracket, the more media you have to do. It's just part of the job. It's the same for everyone. It's the same for GALAL. You've got to maintain your poker face and your professionalism. When you let people see the red flags, that becomes their window of opportunity. And it can't be all down to the fighter. This is where you need an experienced trainer in the camp. How do you think Daniel Dubois coped with that 5-day week of media at Wembley the other week? You don't think that's stress? That's serious stress. It's unprecedented. But you had Don Charles and his dad around him, and Daniel himself was maturing. Daniel came in the ring first like he was the challenger, which he's not. And that went on through the whole of the media week. They announced Daniel like he was the challenger. He complained about it a little bit after he defeated Joshua. And that's the time you should complain, is after the fight. Sonny Edwards came to win, but he was ill prepared for the fight. Starting the camp without no trainer was a massive red flag. The jury's still out on GALAL Yafai, whether he can lift world titles or not at 112, or if he can move up to 115 and do so. But one thing for sure, he'll be in shape, and he's physically strong, he's uncompromising, and he's actually quite awkward to fight. Sonny never quite came to grips with that southpaw stance and where that left hand was coming from. GALAL didn't allow Sonny any exit points, cut the ring off. What I've noticed is fighters with really long reaches, if they can get into a groove where they can just calmly get their jabs off, get their punches off, they don't have to overthrow their punches when they've got that type of reach, overextend. And when GALAL got his range, I don't know what ratio he was out punching Sonny, but it must have been at least 5 or 6 to 1 in all the exchanges. And unfortunately for Sonny, he did land some good counter punches, but they just bounced off GALAL. Sonny complained about the stoppage being premature. And yeah, he was rolling a lot of the punches, but nothing was coming back. And I would argue he deliberately didn't throw back because he wanted the referee to step in. Yeah, there was a little of, if not quitting, a defeatist nature to his performance. Yeah, there was. A crowd of 5,000 people turned up in Birmingham to see 2 flyweights. Hopefully, GALAL can springboard his own career, make some good money, perhaps pick up a world title. It was great to see that flyweight tempo. He threw so many punches in there, man. Not accustomed to seeing that on the big stage because the flyweights don't get that shine like that, do they? And, you know, it's good to see. Too easy to say that Sonny was damaged goods after the BAM fight. And he probably was, but Yafai was bang on it. He was bang on it. He really was. It was an important fight. Like I say, the flyweights don't get much shine. And for the flyweight division in Britain, it's a flashback to 1986 when Duke McKenzie, 23 years of age, stopped Charlie Magri, the former WBC world champion, and Charlie passed on the torch to Duke, 1986. Was it prime Charlie Magri? No, but that's how boxing works. The whole notion that fights only matter when both of them are in their prime is once again revisionist boxing history just gone totally out of whack and out of sync. That's not how it works. The passing of the torch is normally a fighter nearing his prime, trying to get the torch, and a fighter on the wrong side of his prime, trying to hold on to it. Duke McKenzie went on to become a free-weight world champion. Let's see what GALAL Yafai can do.
Boxing
beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
It's a robbery.
This fight wasn't set up for Gavin Gwynne to win. It wasn't set up for him to win. It was set up for him to lose.
You lose.
Yeah? It was set up for him to lose. It's what it is, bruh. The real world, man. Of course it's not right. Doesn't mean it ain't going to happen, though. It's all politics. And my guy was on the wrong side of him. Yoel Schulmans came to say that was an observed decision to VUONG, had Gwynne winning by quite a margin. He just threw too much punches to even suggest that Cameron won, in my opinion. He just threw too many punches. See, they're going to say the punches didn't land. No, they landed. They did land. Yeah? And it is what it is. On with the next fight, as far as they're concerned. On with the next fight. See, they say that sports like Formula One are rich man sports. This is a rich man sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't got the money people in your corner, then
you lose.
Mr. Legacy said Cameron clearly won. No, I disagree with that. You're probably going to say that a lot of Gwynne's punches didn't land, but they did land. That's a fact. They did land. He landed a lot of scoring shots. They weren't big explosive shots, but he kept hitting the target. Joel Spielman said, even if you think he won, that was in no way a clear win.
Gwynne against VUONG. Well, we saw from the reception that Cameron VUONG got in his post-fight interview. You even said in the ring, I thought Gavin nicked the fight. Yeah, your kind of take on those 10 rounds?
Close fight. I said to Cameron in the ring, I've got to be honest with you, I thought Gavin Gwynne won a close fight. Maybe that fight came too early for him, but him and Sam and Jamie, they wanted to move quickly. But unanimous to Cameron VUONG, in my opinion, no. But I want to give him the credit and I want to say we'll run the fight back. And whether it's the next one or the one after, it'll be one of those two. And he has to run it back because people will talk about it for a long time. And he'll learn so much from that.
Look, Eddie Hearn has to do damage control in this commodity, and rightly so. But I disagree. It wasn't that close. I've seen the whole fight now, but it wasn't that close. Gwynne ran away with that fight. Cameron VUONG, he was outmanned, outmuscled, outpunched. And at 22 years of age, why is Cameron VUONG's punch output so low? A lot of people blame the matchmaking and Eddie Hearn, but the facts are Cameron VUONG and his team were given a list of opponents and they picked Gavin Gwynne. The spotlight these young prospects get, it can often gas them up and think they're ready for levels that they're not ready for. But congratulations to Eddie Hearn for fessing up that the wrong man got the verdict and there will be a rematch. Congrats. He didn't have to do that. A lot of promoters wouldn't do that. I don't know what Cameron VUONG and whoever manages him feels about Eddie giving him up like that. But the truth is the truth. Gary Lockett and Gavin Gwynne got their tactics spot on. VUONG went for the spectacular punches, but didn't throw enough. Gavin Gwynne made sure he was always touching something and scoring something. But the judges had other ideas. It's a great moment for Cameron VUONG. Shouldn't have got the verdict, but it's a great moment because he's just a prospect, so you can't throw him in there for English, British, European, Commonwealth titles. But it's good when a prospect has a target, a goal to work towards. And his goal now is to get a legit victory over Gavin Gwynne next year. That's what he should be working towards. And Gavin Gwynne, he gets another payday. So all's good, I guess. I mean, Gwynne looked like the loser. Had horrible bruising around his eyes and a bad cut. So it's going to take him a little time to heal up.
Heal up, wheel up, bring it back, come rewind.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Nothing personal against the person making the comment, but I guess it will address a few people who seem to think that Conor BENN should be put under more scrutiny than any other athlete trying to pursue what he knows, and that's the boxing in the ring. Now, it's already a bad start when you go, surprised at beats. It's not a word in a dictionary as far as I know. It's like an emoji when somebody's trying to make a point that their comment is more than what it is, or that it's extra funny, or it's extra more informative than what it is. It's some bullshit. It's girly. So you're surprised at beats. You say the man has been cleared, question mark. Ben failed 2 drug tests. Are we to all believe he never failed, or should we just accept that him and his power machine have got him off it? Maybe you were just listening to the video and you wasn't watching the screen. The National Anti-Doping Panel say they've cleared Conor Benn. I didn't make it up. I read it off the paper. All I deal with is receipt-based data. This is not an opinion. This is facts. He's been cleared. If you can, watch the screen while you're listening. Do you see what it says? And if you think being cleared means you've got to prove that you're Snow White innocent, you lose. The word cleared, dictionary definition. Remove an obstruction or unwanted item or items from. No reference to innocence anywhere. Like I say, receipt-based information. It's not an opinion. Clinical language, yeah? If you don't understand these concepts, this channel probably not going to work that well for you. Here's the thing. The video's in the description box. It's time-stamped. I'll point you towards it. And I say that the more common cases are the cases of boxers who earn a lot of money. And the Boxing Board of Control and UKAD don't have the paper to continuously fight these guys. And they've got to let it slide. I let it slide. I say that. I explained that Liam Cameron got busted for coke and so did Tyson Fury. Liam Cameron did 4 years. Tyson Fury didn't. And there he's talking about, don't you understand he used his high power machine? I explained it in the video. But the whole fact that you think people with money are not going to use their money to get a better outcome in the legal system than someone that's broke means you're really stupid. Here's the thing. I'm not stupid. I understand the world. And a lot of the people listening to my videos, they understand the world and you don't. I never said Conor Benn was innocent once in that video or any other video. Never said it. And it would be only smart to scrutinize Conor Benn. But it would only be smart if you have a brain, a proper functioning brain, to scrutinize the Boxing Board of Control and ask, why have the National Anti-Doping Panel slapped you and UKAD down twice? I mean, it hasn't happened many times. And the fact the media are not probing this, and a lot of you guys ain't seeing that, means you're half asleep. You're mad because I'm not organising the meeting with you to go look for Conor Benn and demand to see the dossier, which your education disqualifies you from understanding not one single page of it more than likely. Stay in your lane. The topic might be for public and media consumption, yes indeed, but his own personal legal situation and documents getting drafted up by the people he's paying a lot of money is no one's business to look at. It's not your business or mine to look at. If you had a legal case and one of your friends you were speaking to about it asked to see, yo, I want to see the documents of what you're saying to check if what you're saying is true, you'll be looking at them like, what? What business do you think you have to see the documents? Or anyone in the media for that matter. What business do you think you have to see the dossier or anything else? You don't work at UKAD, the board, the National Anti-Doping Panel. And just because Simon Jordan might have said we need to see the documents, it doesn't mean he's right. Believe it or not.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Hey, greedy belly. We split the purse, $190 million. This time, you only get 40%, $76 million. I take home $190 million.
Big number. Yeah.
According to recent reports, this is the biggest fight purse for a rematch. Probably second to the Mayweather-Pacquiao type numbers and Mayweather-McGregor numbers. Huge money. Certainly the biggest purse is split between European fighters. Amazing. The first go around was successful, but they lost $1 billion in pay-per-view revenue because 20 million people streamed illegally. It's a lot of money.
Big number. Yeah.
And with the purses going up with the rematch, do they look set to lose another huge amount of money? Probably so. Premier League are getting hit with piracy issues as well. Lots of illegal streaming. Sky Sports losing subscribers in huge numbers. Like I say, you got to get it while the going is good. 21st of September, I'll have mine paid up for, as a lot of people will. And I'm really looking forward to the event.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Only a few will understand and appreciate what's about